What's up, everybody? My name's Trey. This is Denzel. Welcome back to Better Days Sports. Best place you can get your sports news, reactions, podcasts, all of the above. But if you are somebody that's new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified every time we post a video. And in this episode of the podcast, we are actually talking about NBA players who might be traded this offseason. So leave a comment in the comment section down below of who you think might get traded, what you think about the players that we picked, and just any opinions you might have. But to start it off, I have some people say top 10 player of all time in Kevin Durant getting traded from the Suns. Look, some people say it. Some people say it.
Yeah,
I personally don't believe it.
I didn't know who you were going with. I can agree with that though.
Look, I think the Suns have just greatly underachieved with this whole KD trial that they have. KD's still a phenomenal player in his role, which is I get buckets. And that's kind of all I do. I don't lead a team. I'm not a galvanizer. I don't get the people around me involved, but I am a straight bucket getter. And the fact that he still wants to be a supermax player means he might be on the move. And a sleeper pick I got for him is actually the Denver Nuggets trading for KD. I think having an undersized Murray, who's always hurt. Murray could be on the move. Give me KD, because you gotta optimize Jokic prime, because this man already's told you he don't like playing basketball, so he might not be in the league too terribly much longer. So we need that man competing for championships. But what you think, Denzel?
Listen, they obviously need to do something different with that Phoenix Suns team. I don't know what exactly they need to do though, but something needs to be done. So I definitely can agree with that. And KD moving out of there is something that I can see happening. Yeah. Just simply because he's kind of that guy, His organization is just kind of like, I'm gonna get buckets over here, I'm gonna get buckets over there, I'm gonna get buckets anywhere. He's kind of like the Dr. Seuss of getting buckets.
Dr. Seuss of scoring.
So, I think it'll be good wherever he goes. He still has at least 5.
I agree.
But moving on to mines, staying on the Suns again. I already told you they need to do something. I'm moving on to Devin Booker though. This is somebody who still has a lot of time under his contract for sure, but the man hasn't done anything worthwhile that we can remember outside of really dropping. I think he dropped like 70 or something like that. Like, cool. Yeah. He's got 4 years left. I almost said 50 mil. 49 mil. Dude, Bill doesn't have a trade clause, so you can't get moved on him. KD is going to move anyway, so whatever. You might as well just let him play out his 2 years he got. But Devin Booker is still young enough to where you can get somebody of good value back or good picks back versus trading somebody who's 31, 32, 33, 34. Oh, Kevin Durant is almost 40.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard to get value back from that, even though Kevin Durant is who he is. So why not move off of somebody like Devin Booker, get some more leverage? That's just my 2 cents of it. What do you think?
See, for me, I do not feel the Suns are moving out of Devin Booker. They might completely trade away everything else on their roster, but I feel like they have decided that Devin Booker, or at least they want Devin Booker to be a Sun for life. So I think Devin Booker is that piece that they build around, and they might offload every single other person on their team. But it's really hard to be an NBA team and not have a superstar to bring in, ticket sales, to bring in merch sales. So I think you got to keep somebody. And I don't know if Beal is that person anymore. So you got to keep one of them. So I think they keep Booker. I really do. Now, one that kind of hurts my heart a little bit. The next one I have is Trae Young getting traded from the Hawks. I think the Hawks they've tried their best to put other pieces around Trae Young, I wouldn't say that they were necessarily great attempts, but they've definitely shown that they tried different lineups, they tried different draft picks, they tried different vets. So they tried to put things around Trae Young. I just don't think building around a undersized guard is going to be the move. But one place I have heard rustlings of potentially wanting Trae Young is actually the Orlando Magic because they have their star player in Paolo. Now you can get an off the ball guard who can definitely spread the floor, can hit some big shots, can take some of that ball handling responsibility away from Paolo. I don't know if it fits perfectly, but I wouldn't mind the Magic kind of taking a reach and trying to really go for some wins next year.
Yeah, I'm a Magic fan, and that's something that I never would mind at all. Is getting another point guard for P5 to play with. But looking at their roster, I don't know who I don't know who the Hawks would want. So that'll be kind of tough. They're trying to figure that out. But you
That's
know, my whole thing is with Trae Young. I definitely agree that he is somebody that could be moved off of. He's a great player. He makes a lot of money, brings a lot of good things to the Hawks organization. But I think the younger players that you have there would benefit from, I don't know, an older point guard coming in and doing the same thing that Trae Young is doing, but developing their mindset and figuring out how to win more because that's the biggest knock on Trae Young. And some of the other guys we have on this list too, they just don't know how to win.
that's true. But not everybody could be Chris Paul now. Not
That's what I'm
everybody could be
saying.
Chris
So
Paul.
maybe you bring in another older guard, like maybe one I have on my list, which I'll get into it. Dame Dollar. Again, don't know if it will work, but just throwing it out there. Uh, Dame Lillard is in the twilight of his career. Don't know if the Bucks situation worked out as we all thought it would. Playoffs to be determined
Nope.
this year, but I think that's somebody who for sure, I mean for sure, would be able to be moved. Where? Don't know. Maybe he goes to the Rockets. Maybe he goes, I don't know, somewhere else. But Dame moving somewhere is something that I can see just because, again, twilight of his career, he could be a good vet because he has won a lot of NBA games. So that's always great. Um,
Yes.
but he needs something to cap off his career, and that's why I just think it'd just be best for him to move on. What do you think?
Yeah. Dame's it really depends on what stage of his career Dame
Mm-hmm.
thinks he is. Does Dame still think he's an all-star? Because if you trade for Dame and he's like, I can still be your number one guy, I don't necessarily want to trade for Dame. I want Dame being my second, third option, space the floor, more of a spot up shooter type of guard. And that's just kind of not a role Dame has really had to play in his career. So I think if Dame is okay with accepting a lesser role on a team, I think there are a couple really good fits for him, but it really just depends on what Dame wants, especially because he is in the tail end of his career. If he still wants paid like he's gonna be this superstar world beater, I'm not sure that a lot of teams are willing to move off a lot of picks and young talent for him specifically. Now, another player that I have potentially getting traded who's not an all star, is not going to be talked about a lot in household. It's going to be Cam Johnson from the Nets. Cam Johnson, I think, is going to be a very good piece on an already very solid contending team. Like, I would love Cam Johnson on like the Warriors. Maybe you give up Kaminga in a second round pick. I can get Cam Johnson. He's tall, athletic. He shoots the three extremely efficiently. I would love to see Cam Johnson in meaningful games again because ever since that he's left the Suns and went to Brooklyn, he hasn't really had the spotlight to show how good of a player that he
Hear me
is.
out with this. Now you know. Now
Oh,
you
here we
know
go.
Bron loves shooters.
Ooh. Ooh, I would like see.
Bron
But
loves
okay, so
shooters.
my question to you is who do you give up if you're trying to do that? Because I like the Lakers roster a lot. I'm
Uh,
not gonna lie to you. So who are you giving up to get
isn't
Cam
Rui
Johnson?
still out there? Yeah,
Hachimura? Ugh. Okay. I feel like they're two very stylistically they're two very
exactly.
different players. Rui is I'm gonna crash the board. I'm gonna do the dirty work. Cam is more of a finesse shooter, and I feel like they already got a lot of finesse shooters over there
Listen,
at the
Cam
Lakers.
Johnson isn't that frail guy in North Carolina anymore. The man has he has
I
some
mean,
girth
that's
to his
valid.
body now. So I think he can do just a good enough job as Rui is doing, and he can shoot better than Rui. So why not move off of Rui? That's just my 2 cents. And
Okay.
then Bron loves shooters, man. He
I mean,
need
yeah,
one.
yeah,
He
that's
need
valid.
one. Shooter, corner, blow. All right. What are we on? Number
Yeah,
two
that's
right now?
valid.
No, number three. We on number three.
Uh, number three, number three.
Woo! Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. This is a somebody who, again, a young guy who's been in the league for a while now, considered a veteran, but time has gone on long enough. I think he needs to move to a different market. I think he needs to do something that could change the game. Now,
Where are you going?
Zion
Okay,
Williamson. Zion Williamson. Where does he go? I don't know. But I
that's a
think
great
he should be
question.
traded. They have to completely, I mean completely blow up that Pelicans team. It's something that they've tried different mixes of players here and there, but it just hasn't worked out yet. Now, this is an offshoot, but it might be able to work. Zion Williamson to the Thunder. Now, Thunder is going to have to give up a lot, but Zion Williamson to the Thunder because they got a slew of young players that they aren't really using.
I mean, they might not have to trade anybody low key. You could just give up
Yeah, picks
picks.
work too. Picks work too because they got a
Like,
slew of picks as
yeah.
well. So I'm like, Zion to the Thunder.
That man, they would just have so much young talent that's ready to get paid. I don't know because
That's
is
fair.
Oklahoma
That's fair.
City an organization that's
That's fair.
ready to break the
No.
bank and like go into luxury tax? I'm not, but really. To be honest, any one of these players work really good at the Thunder. They have their baseline like a beautiful. Like you put anybody on the Thunder, you're
You
like,
put
oh
me
yeah,
on the Thunder, I'll be
yeah.
in that. Oh
I can
man,
sit in the
I'll be in
corner, baby.
that.
I'm
You
telling you.
know what
Okay,
I
I'm not mad at the Zion. Now, for me personally, I don't think Zion gets
mean?
moved
Okay,
this
that's
offseason.
cool.
I think with the amount of injuries he has, if I'm the Pelicans organization, I'm moving
Mm.
Zion next year, like halfway through the season. I need Zion to come in healthy, kind of dominate that first half of the season so he can get his price up, and then I can just offload him for a massive amount of picks and all. Maybe this is where the Brooklyn Nets go and say, hey, we're rebuilding. Go ahead and give us Zion. This is our star, and especially if they don't have like a top 5 pick or something, this might be where the Nets make some trades
Mm-hmm.
too. Now, for my next pick, and this is one that really hurts my soul because y'all know if y'all have watched any episodes of this podcast, I'm a 76ers fan. But it's time for us to get off of Embiid. It's time for us to move on, man. He's injury prone, big man. Even though when he does actually get on the court, he's arguably one of the best big men in the league, one of the best players in the league. The man just can't stay healthy. And at his size, his weight, I think he's not going to be able to stay healthy for the rest of his career. Who might want him? I don't know. But if I'm the 76ers, I'm calling the Lakers. And I'm saying, hey, you have an organization that loves great big men. Can can you take another arguably most skilled big man in the league? Go play with LeBron, go play with Luka, and make something happen. But other than that, I don't know who's going to take him. But we're moving off of Embiid 76ers fans, and it hurts me here. The process is officially over.
So he could retire. That's number one.
Yeah, if they give him that medical retirement, it most likely is going to
So
be that.
I don't know if a trade would work with anybody right now, but him retiring is the best bet that I got. I don't have much opinion outside of that because I don't know what you could get back trade wise for somebody, of his stature. You're going to have to give up something huge, in my opinion.
I did see a team that did come out and they said that they were between two different options last year. It was actually the Knicks. The Knicks came out and said they were either trading for Embiid or they were trading for Bridges. And I think Embiid on the Knicks would have been interesting to see, but look, the man's playing on one leg, half his face work. Like, it's just not
Yeah,
looking good for my boy.
definitely. So next I have this one is. I think this one could shock the league like something crazy. All right, just hear me out. Just hear me out.
Oh, I see where you go.
Giannis is moving. Where is Giannis moving to? To keep the balance of the East versus West. Excuse me, my goodness. You have to. Excuse me. You have to keep him in the East. So he's going to none other than the Grizzlies. And guess who the Grizzlies moving off of for him?
Hold on. The Grizzlies in the West, baby.
You know I'm old.
Oh, how the Lions
my day
about it. Okay.
Back in my day, the Grizzlies used to be in the East. All right.
Players.
I'm wrong.
Players
My
mess
fault.
up.
Players mess up too. All right. Regardless, scratch all that East versus West balance. It sounded good. It was a nice setup. Giannis to the Grizzlies. Desmond Bain to the Bucks.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying that's all you giving up? You have to give up on that.
No. But those are
somebody
the,
else.
obviously
You
some
have to give
other
up.
things will have to be.
Hold on.
Listen. I know. Calm down. Let me finish, brother. Let me finish, brother. All right. Those are the two who's going to be in the headline. Desmond Bain for Giannis. You get a shot creator for a shot creator, a big for a guard. Desmond Bain has already shown that he can really fill it up. Dame is in the twilight of his career. He's already played with another shot creator. I think it will only help them by adding this guy simply because he will learn what it takes to go to that next level from Dame, right? And Dame can kind of take a backseat role there. It helps the Grizzlies out because now you have a big man tandem with Giannis and Jaren Jackson. Oh my goodness. We don't even care if Josh stays anymore or not. No, I'm playing. Josh still there. Now you have a real power, a real threat that can beat any team any given night now. Because we got a legit big three. What do you think? I know I went off on that. I know I cooked on that.
Some people say cooked. I'm gonna say you burnt all the food because you're not getting Giannis for Desmond Bain. You're gonna have to give up Jaren Jackson. You're gonna have to give up Jaw. You're gonna have to give up some more pieces. You're not just getting from Desmond Bain, baby. You burnt it up, baby. It looked good when you started, but it's burnt now. Look, I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. I think Giannis, it might be time for him just to go to a different organization. Like I said, the Bucks are trying to retool, but I would love to see Giannis in a big market. And I got two off the top of my head. I got the Warriors because him and Steph would just be a perfect combination when it comes to shooting and the ability to attack the basket. Or if you want him to stay in the East, I actually think him going to Miami and playing next to either Hero or Bam, you probably have to get rid of one of those. I think going to Miami could be nice. He has amazing coaching, amazing culture, and I think you might be able to really sell Giannis on the how do I explain this? The outside of just basketball, where you're in Miami, it's beautiful city, the weather's beautiful, like you can be in more commercials, endorsements. He might start doing stuff not just basketball related that I think Giannis would really enjoy. Now, for my next one, I'm staying
Okay.
with the 76ers because we're doing our best to rebuild here. Paul George got to go. Paul George got to go.
Yo,
I don't
P.
really have podcast P. Get it right. It's just time to move off the experiment. It made sense on paper. He's aging. He's still, I don't know. Just for me personally, watching the games this year, it just seemed like he took a massive step backwards with his athleticism, with his first step. Now, don't get me wrong. I think on a lot of teams who are actual contenders, if he's not trying to be a max contracts player, he can definitely still give you buckets. He can play some defense, but he's just not somebody that's going to carry your team and will your team as the first or second option. So Paul George, it's time
Paul
to go.
George,
We're basically just
he's a
blowing up the
West
Sixers
Coast
at this
guy. I
point in
don't
time.
know why he ever thought about going to the East at all. Closest he got, was the Midwest. Being in Indy. You know what I'm saying? That was good as it gets for him.
The
I think
Pacers,
he should
baby.
go back out west. Hear me out. Hear me out. I know you're gonna call me crazy. You got two options.
Here you go. That's how you know you about to say something crazy. When you
two
say, "Oh,
options.
don't judge
First
me for
option,
this."
because this is like apparently the retirement home for the older guys right now. The Warriors. They are perfect at putting players in roles to where they can succeed, and they'll pull you right back out on that bench.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that'll be
Yeah.
great for him. Who else do we have? And then the Trailblazers. Those are my two.
Look, if I think the Trailblazers make a lot of sense, if Paul George if he still wants paid, if Paul George is saying, "Hey, I'm still a max contract guy, let me have the ball in my hands all the time," Trailblazers make a lot of sense.
Scoot.
You can let Scoot kind of develop his off the ball game a little bit, and I wouldn't mind the Trailblazers. The problem is if he goes to the Trailblazers, Paul George's career
Oh yeah,
is
yeah. No, I
essentially
think his
over,
career is over.
and I
regardless.
think we can all agree on that.
He's a great guy, had a great career, but I don't think he makes a comeback
That's a bummer.
as a star player right now. I think that he is somebody who is better used to be a vet, So that's what he should do. Just go be a vet, man. Go be a vet. Nothing wrong with that at all. Now, this is the last one. So give me some time. Let me cook, cleaning up my desktop right now. Okay. All right. So, this guy, I like him a lot. I might swerve in that corner. Whoa. I'm sorry. Wrong brother.
Oh, whoa.
LaMelo Ball.
Oh, my bad.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would the Charlotte Hornets do that? What else do the Charlotte Hornets have? This is something that the Charlotte Hornets have done so long.
Yeah.
If he stays any longer, he's going to be Kemba Walker. We almost forget how great Kemba Walker was, right? So LaMelo is a bigger star than him by far. So I think the only thing that LaMelo should do is move. Now, whether he moves to a contender or another young team, I think that's on him. But I would love to see him on the Magic. I would love. All right. That's just one.
Yeah.
Look, we still going young. Hold on, I got one more. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so let me hold on. Let me ask this. No, you keep. But let me. So you, as the resident Magic fan that you are, would you rather see LaMelo or you rather see Trae Young over at the Magic? LaMelo.
The reason being, I know Trae Young is a bit more durable, a bit more seasoned experience. I just want to see LaMelo simply because I know for a fact That place would be absolutely jumping with LaMelo down there. Jumping. So I'm going pure entertainment
Yeah.
value. Are we going to win a lot of games? I don't know. I don't know, but
Y'all
it
might take
will
a
be.
big step
That's what I'm
backwards.
saying. It will be
Y'all gonna be
stupidly
fun though.
entertaining having LaMelo down there
It'll
throwing
be
crazy
fun.
lobs, shooting crazy shots. Man, what? LaMelo to the Magic. Come on. What do I say? Come on. The other one I had was a little bit
What other one
risky,
you
and
got?
it's going to another younger organization again. See, at least the Magic were a contender a year ago. This team hasn't been a contender since I was about in the 5th grade. Kidding. The Toronto Raptors, seeing what he can do up there with Brandon Ingram. They got some other young pieces they can move off of that I think the Charlotte Hornets would be like, yeah, we'll take that. So that's the other place I think he could end up in is Toronto. Now, would he want to go there? Probably not. Would it make sense star-wise? No. But could he? Yeah, I think he could.
I actually really like that. I like the
Respect.
Raptors move way more than the Magic move. I think you go to
I'm
Toronto,
saying.
you got Scotty Barnes, you got Dick, you got Ingram, you got everybody's
No,
long,
like
and we forget
long.
LaMelo is legit 6'7" point guard. LaMelo's long. He's in Toronto. Drake's
It is a
there.
big city.
There,
That's fair.
it's a
That's fair.
big city. Like I think LaMelo. Oh, yo,
I
that's
finally
I like that.
got
That
one.
might be the best one on this list. That might be the hot take of the day. Okay, go ahead. You know what? We're gonna do hot take of the day. Potentially, how we
Mm-hmm.
gonna fix the Toronto Raptors
Mm-hmm.
in the biggest
Listen,
off-season
LaMelo
trade
Ball
is
for
go ahead
any
and
two
tell them
players
again,
they want to
Denzel.
give up. I think that is a very valuable piece to their organization. Again, it will breathe a lot of new life. It get a lot of new look. It'll balance out their offense. So now it's not all on just Brandon Ingram. LaMelo Ball, we know he can fill it up. We know he can dish it. What you about to say, Trey?
Now,
Go ahead.
now the only problem I see with Toronto Raptors is they got legitly
Go
three
ahead.
guys. They got if they
Mm-hmm.
make this trade, which I like this
Yeah.
a lot. LaMelo, Scotty Barnes, and Ingram are probably the three most just goofy, nonchalant stars that we have in the league. So you go have to bring in a veteran leader because if you give these three guys the keys to your city,
Yeah, man.
it's gonna be a lot of shenanigans that happens, but y'all gonna be fun to watch. Y'all gonna be real fun to watch. I like that a lot, actually. That's
I
probably my
got
favorite
one.
one of this entire list that we've cut up so far. I
All
like that
right.
a lot.
Who yours?
You got one. Everybody get one. Everybody get one. Look, I don't. Now people are not gonna like
That's the
this
last
one,
one.
but I think this is probably behind the KD trade from the Suns to somewhere else, and even Trae Young from the Hawks. I think we are legitimately gonna see Ja Morant get traded this offseason. I think they're gonna give the team to Jarrett Jackson Jr. They're gonna give the team to Bane, and they're
Durable
saying,
for
"Hey,
sure.
y'all are
Durable for sure.
durable
Yeah,
stars who
I'll
get
give
the
you that.
job done." I mean, their record almost looks exactly the same without Ja Morant in the lineup than it does with Ja Morant in the lineup. So if I'm the Grizzlies, I'm saying let's move off of this player. We can get a haul of picks. We can get some role players, and we can build our team around Jared Jackson Jr. and Bane. Now,
That's a
where
tough one.
Ja Morant goes,
That's a tough
I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you. Yeah, I was thinking one place you could put him, which this is a stretch, I know, don't kill me in the comments, is going to actually be the Boston Celtics. You're going to trade Drew Holiday and you're going to trade a pick because Pritchard seems he needs to get some more minutes, and Jaw might be probably the lowest value he's had in a long time. And say what you want about the Boston Celtics, they find a way to
one. No,
get
that is
players at the
true.
cheapest value and either
That's a
flip them.
fact.
So I Jaw to the Celtics. And I think with that move, Jaw being around just a
Mature, yeah.
competent
Yeah,
organization
mature.
around Tatum it really just boils down to that. It's maturity. We're playing the game the right way. We're trying to win championships. We're not just out here making TikToks and going viral on social media. I think it'd be a great fit for him. Like that's just completely one I'm throwing out there. I don't think it's gonna happen, but that's the place I would love to see John Moran go.
You know what's crazy is that Ja Morant isn't the character that
No,
he portrayed, a
I
few
agree.
years ago at all. This is a good kid. This is a good guy. So while saying that out loud, it sounds crazy, but this isn't far from who he is. I think as a true person, a true human being. I don't know him personally, but just on the outside looking in, this is a guy comes
Facts.
from a good family. He went to good
Facts.
schools, So I think he will fit into the Celtics organization rather easily, and I think he gives them a different firepower at the guard position that they don't.
I really like that Lamelo one. That Lamelo one's my favorite by far. Him going to the Raptors, I really like that. I don't know who the vet they would bring in though. They gonna have to bring in somebody. You can't let these three boys play by themselves. Nah, no, 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 no. Didn't Ingram go to Duke? Ingram, Duke, Dick went to where'd he go? He went to Kansas. Where Scotty Barnes go to? He Florida State for some reason. I'm feeling that. I don't know. I like them a lot. Yeah. Now I don't think this trade happens in any way, shape, or form, but I would absolutely love to see this because, as we talked about, the Boston Celtics just know how to get players for cheap, for a steal, just like they did Drew Holiday a few years ago before they won the championship. Yeah, and we have the hottest take we made so far, all thanks to Denzel Lamelo going to the Raptors. I'm telling you, I love that so much. Go ahead, look into it more because I'm telling you that could be a good change the direction for the Raptors completely. They're gonna need a vet because you can't let them boys have the franchise. But just like that, another podcast in the books. My name's Trey. This is Denzel. Better Days Podcast. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to get notified every time we post a video. Leave a comment in the comment section down below of what NBA players you think will be on the move this off season. And just like that, we will talk to you in the next one. Peace.